Hey everybody, my name's Jaden Reed, and the person that I got chose to speak about is Mother Jones. Mary Harrison Jones, also known as Mother Jones, was a fearless fighter for workers' rights and was once labeled the most dangerous woman in America by a U.S. District Attorney because of her devotion to fight for what was right. She was also American labor's best-known agitator in the turn-of-the-century era and was notable for attracting publicity and attention from the government for the cause of workers. She was born in Cork County, Ireland between 1830 and 1844 and immigrated to the U.S. with her family as a child to escape the Irish famine. Mary grew up in Toronto, Ontario, where she went to public schools and received her high school diploma at the age of 17. She taught in a school in Michigan for 8 months and then moved to Chicago in her early 20s to work as a commercial dressmaker, where she met and married George Jones and had 4 children. Life was going well for Mary until 1867, when her husband and all 4 children were struck by the yellow fever epidemic and did not live through the tragedy. Mary Harrison Jones encountered several other tragedies, one in which she lost everything in the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. She continued to live in Chicago, where she then worked as a seamstress for a few years and traveled back and forth across the country. She moved from town to town, supporting worker struggles, and also helped black and white miners during a nationwide coal strike. In June 1897, Mary addressed the Railway Union Convention and was then referred to as Mother by the men of the union, and the name stuck. She became Mother Jones to millions of working miners, both men and women, around the country because of her efforts on behalf of the miners. Her energy and passion inspired men half her age into action and convinced their wives and daughters to join in the struggle to dramatize the situation. Along with her courageous support to the miners, Mother Jones was also concerned about children working in the mines. She led a protest about the conditions in the strike area, with children carrying signs that read, "We want to go to school and not in the mines." Because of her heroic attempt to help with children, she was then arrested. Jones was arrested and imprisoned twice, first for more than 2 months and again for 23 days in the Huerfano County Jail. Mary Harrison Jones died in Spring Silver on November 30th, 1930, 7 months after her 100th birthday, and was buried in the Union Miners Cemetery, and was also built a monument in memory of her heroic actions. The sites where I received my information was the AFL-CIO.org, which is an umbrella federation for U.S. unions with 56 unions representing 12.5 million working men and women. I also received information from the Illinois Labor History Society. In the year 1914, 1,000 miners with wives and children who had gone on strike against the Rockefeller-owned coal mines in southern Colorado were holding out in a tent colony near the tiny hamlet of Ludow. One day in April, the National Guard, financed by Rockefeller, began pouring machine gun fire into the tent colony, and then came down from the hills and set fire to the tents. The next day, the bodies of 11 children and 2 women were found suffocated and burned to death. This became known as the Ludow Massacre. Mother Mary Jones, an 82-year-old organizer for the mine workers, had come to Colorado to support the miners, and on the eve of their strike, as they gathered in the Opera House in Trinidad, she spoke to them. "What would the coal in the mines be worth if you did not work to take it out? The time is ripe for you to stand up like men. I know something about strikes. I did not go into them yesterday. I was carried 84 miles and landed in jail by a United States Marshal in the night because I was talking to a miners' meeting. The next morning I was brought to court, and the judge said to me, 'Did you read my injunction? Did you understand that the injunction told you not to look at the miners? As long as the judge who is higher than you leaves me sight, I will look at anything I want to,' said I. The old judge died soon after that, and the injunction died with him. At another time, when in the courtroom, the bailiff said to me, 'When you are addressing the court, you must say, Your Honor.' I don't know whether he has any or not, said I. Someone said to me, "You don't believe in charity work, mother." No, I do not believe in charity work. It is a vice. We need to we need the upbuilding of justice to mankind. We don't need your charity. All we need is an opportunity to live like men and women in this country. I want you to pledge to yourself in the convention to stand as one solid army against the foes of human labor. Think of the thousands who are killed every year, and there's no redress for it. We will fight until the mines are made secure and human life valued more than crops. Look things in the face. Don't fear, Governor. Don't fear anybody. You pay the governor. He has a right to protect you. You are the biggest part of the population in the state. You create its wealth. So I say let the fight go on. If nobody else will keep on, I will.